Well, welcome back to the Daily Move. I've been sitting a lot more. I'm in online classes right now, and I just finished doing my study session. And when I got out of my chair, I realized that my SI was just really tight, and I felt like one hip was kind of off compared to the other. And it was probably because I was sitting a little bit lopsided. So for today's Daily Move, we're going to address that and look after our SI joint. Roll it up. It's about the thickness of my fist. And we're gonna lay down here on the mat. And you're gonna sit on here so that your sacrum is on to that roll. And we're just gonna hang out here. I've got the timer going. So as we're hanging out here, what we're gonna do is crunch our abs a little bit, and it's going to allow the pelvis to rotate towards us. And then relax and let it get heavy over top of the roll. Again, using your ab muscles, you're pulling towards the pelvis. Watch that the glutes aren't getting involved. Sometimes if we use our heels to press to move the pelvis there, we'll get the glutes involved. We're trying to relax the glutes. So about 5 repetitions is going to get us to a minute. Once you've done a minute, you're going to hold that position where you're kind of doing an ab crunch, taking the pelvis up, and just allow the legs to start rotating from one side to the other. And just going to massage that area out. So you'll notice that my upper body is not lifting with this. It's just my lower body twisting. So that's a minute again. You're going to hug both knees into your chest. You're going to give them a little bit of a hug here and relax. So once you've done 3 hugs there, what you're going to do is you're going to take one leg, put it down on the floor. The other leg you're going to press into the hand. So my hand's pushing this way, my knees driving back. Holding for 5 seconds and then switch sides. Switch sides. Switch sides. Switch sides. We're going to do 3 aside, so this is the last one on the right. Last one on the left. Next, what we're going to do is take one leg, cross it over like a figure 4, bring it up into the chest. Now I'm pulling my shin bone in towards my chest, but pushing my knee away. Do that 5 times, and then you're going to switch sides, doing the same thing. So I'm pulling and pushing at the same time. Pulling the ankle towards, the knee away. And you may get a pop, I just did. Especially if it's sitting in the wrong place, it may just adjust itself there. So next you're going to lift up your hips. You're going to take away the roll. You're going to put it off to the side there.
What you're gonna do now is you're gonna push against your hand like this, and you're gonna lift up into a glute bridge, coming back down. You're gonna do 3 on one side. And then 3 on the other side. Pick a side to lay on. Now we've got a quad stretch here. So as we're holding this quad stretch, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull it back and relax. Pull back, relax. We got 30 seconds on one side, and then we've got 30 seconds on the other side. "30 seconds, you're gonna switch your sides. That's 30 seconds there. So I like to use the towel for my knee. So I'm going to have a little bit of support here into my knee as we go into a hip flexor stretch. So I'm tucking my pelvis under and I'm leaning forward. Then the leg that's on the towel there, I'm gonna push the knee in to drive myself back. So I'm using my front leg to pull the heel into the ground. That's gonna pull me forward, don't lose the tuck. And then the knee's gonna drag you back. So about 5 times is gonna get you to 30 seconds. And then we're gonna switch legs. So tucking that pelvis under, I'm taking my front leg, I'm pulling my heel. So my heel's going towards the other leg for me to go forward. Now I'm taking the leg that's on the towel and I'm pushing the knee forward. Again, about 5 is about 30 seconds. Next, you're gonna sit on this roller. You're gonna have the bottom of your feet face each other. And I want you to push your knees away. So your heels don't have to be super close to you. You wanna walk it away actually, because we're trying to push the knees down and relax. I find if I go a single side, I get a little bit of a deeper stretch. So next we're gonna go into the hamstrings. So stick the legs out, nice tall spine, you're leaning forward. Okay, back to that butterfly pose. Again, if you want to do single side, you can. Or you can go both at the same time. It's good to try both ways to see which way you like. I find the single way, my hips like go faster. Okay, legs straight out again, nice tall spine, leaning forward. Okay, you're gonna bring your legs in, you're gonna cross one leg over the other, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna lean forward on top. Now, if you don't feel this in your glute, you're gonna take one leg and bring it on top and fold forward. And if you're still not feeling that, get rid of the towel. Okay, switching sides. It's okay to have different modifications for different sides. Sometimes we're tighter on one side compared to the other. So just feel that out. My left side is significantly tighter than my right. So you can see I'm not getting down as far as I was on the other side. Okay, once that 30 seconds is up, you're gonna lay on your back. You're gonna create a T with your hands. You're crossing one leg over the other like a T. You're gonna bend that other knee. And then what you're gonna do is the leg that's on top is gonna start traveling down towards the floor, and I'm pushing this knee away. You've got 5 here. So once you've done 5, we're switching sides. So you may have noticed I'm spending a little bit more time on this left side because my left side is what's giving me a little bit more grief. And that's okay to spend a little bit more time on the side that's bothering you. So grab your towel again. You're gonna sit on it. You're gonna cross one leg over the other. You're sitting up nice and tall, and then you're leaning forward. You should be feeling it into that glute that's on top. Now, I do know that this is a yoga pose, and it's, I don't know, it's like cow face or cow tongue. I don't know the name, but if you know the name, comment it down below so that I can learn. But this is a great way to release that SI, especially if you put a little bit of pressure here and then push your knee up and relax. Push your knee up, relax. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So now that other leg's going to cross over. I always like to settle in a little bit before I start doing the pushing. And if you have really bony ankles, sometimes it feels nice to put a towel in between here. That's what I'm doing with my other hand. So next, you're gonna have your feet like this, and we're just gonna windshield wiper the legs. Now you don't have to do this one on the towel, you can do it off. There's no added benefit. So we're about to move here onto our back. We are going to need something tight around the legs. You can use a rubber band, just make sure it's thick enough that it's not going to have too much give when you push out. So what I grabbed here was actually a weight belt, so there's not a lot of give. It's not like a booty band that has a little bit of elastic. You want something that's pretty tight around the knees. So you're placing it around the knees, and then I'm pushing my knees out. I'm holding it for 5 seconds. And relaxing. Make sure you tighten your core before you push out. I'm pushing out now. 5. Pushing out again. 4, 5. 2 more like this. 5. Last one. So next you're going to get rid of this. You're going to find something to push your knees into. So the towel works as well, or a foam roller. So you're laying on your back like this, and I'm squeezing my legs together, holding. 4, 5, and relaxing. Going again. 5. 5. 1 more. 4, 5. So now we're going to go back, put that heavy duty band around the knees. So now we're going to press out, but as we press out, my feet are also going to turn out as well. So I'm up onto my heels here, and then as I push out, I'm also going to turn my feet out. I'm going to lean back a little bit so you can see. So I'm turning my feet out. So I'm pressing my feet away from each other, the knees away, and then also corkscrewing my feet. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to place it between my knees. I'm going to lift on up this time, and I'm going to squeeze my knees in, and I'm going to turn my feet out, creating hip internal rotation. So again, grab your belt, place it around the knees. So this time we're going to be doing the same thing, but up into a glute bridge. So I'm doing my glute bridge, I'm pressing out with the knees, and then I'm swiveling the feet out, squeezing my glutes. So now I'm going to squeeze my knees in. I'm going to pick up the roller using my ab muscles for that. And then I'm going to squeeze the knees, push the legs out, bring them back together, using my core, slowly lower down. So next you can use the foam roller, or you can use the towel. We're going to go back to that first position where we're laying on our back like so. Leaning back. You're hugging one knee into your chest, the other leg's extended, and I'm just allowing it to fall down. This is going to give a good stretch into the hip flexor. Once you've held it for 5 seconds, you can switch sides. We're going to do side to side. And to get out of this, all you have to do is lift up the hips and take the roller out. So for these next few exercises, you're gonna need a step that you trust, that's secure, that it's not gonna topple over. And what we're gonna do is a heel drop. It kind of looks like a calf stretch, except what's happening is both heels are being dropped at the same time, and it's gonna help level out the pelvis. But you do have to hang out here for 3 minutes. So you're finding a step, you're allowing the heels to drop, you're settling in here, and then you're gonna play with the pelvis, make sure that it's tucked underneath, and you're nice and tall. Now you can feel this in the calves, sometimes hamstrings, sometimes low back, just depending on where you're tight. So we will be hanging out here for 3 minutes. That's just over a minute now. Check in. If you need to readjust, readjust. You're allowing those heels to fall down. Have a slight bend in the knees, and then you're tucking the pelvis underneath. You're leaning forward and sinking into this position to allow your pelvis to start neutralizing. We're halfway now. Making sure the rest of your body is nice and tall as well. I always have a tendency to look down at my feet, but I just have to remind myself they're not going anywhere and to look straight ahead. Three, two, one. Slowly come on out of that. So we're going to stay on this step here. We're going to grab or take a large step. So I'm taking 3 steps here. I'm tucking my pelvis under and I'm leaning forward, feeling a stretch into the hip flexor. We're going to hang out here for 30 seconds. not like the stretch either. Okay, switching sides, that's 30 seconds.
Where's my credit card? Oh, did I lose it at the basketball game? Did that guy with the foam finger pick it up? I can hear him now.
Okay, and stop. Now you're gonna switch around. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna cross one leg over the other. You're pushing that knee down, sitting nice and tall and leaning forward. You should feel this in the glute. So once you've held it here for 30 seconds, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start rotating towards the leg that's up. So I'm gonna start spinning here. We're gonna do that 5 times. Now staying in this position here, take your hand onto your knee. Opposite hand is going to reach away. And then you're going to switch. And play around with where you reach, because you may feel different sensations, the different ways that you twist. So that leg's going to come down. We're going to switch sides. And we're going to do the same thing. So we've got 30 seconds here. Okay, once you've done 30 seconds, you're going to do the twist towards that knee that's bent, so you're twisting. And then you're stretching in any way that feels nice. Once you've done that, your legs are down. You're gonna lean over top, bring your legs underneath, and you're gonna pull, creating a big arch into your back. So be gentle with this, moving around. So next you want to go into a pretty deep squat here. And you're just twisting. This next move is a little bit more intermediate. We are just doing this rotation in the deep squat, which kind of helps with that external rotation, especially if you're pushing, creating that rotation. Once you've done about 3 to 4 per side, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into a squat, and I'm doing internal rotation. So I'm dropping the knee in and back. Now, if you do actually have a sore SI, it's not just because of studying. This is more of an advanced one, so I would skip it. Now, to make this more gentle, you could sit on your butt and create that hip internal rotation. This could be an option. if that one, the other one's too intense. So we're gonna go 8 aside on that. So I think collectively that was about 8. Next one's also another advanced one. You're gonna be in a plank position, like so. You're gonna take one leg, you're gonna bring the knee in, you're gonna cross it over, and then you're gonna sit down on your butt. Come back up. Other side, kick straight out, sitting down into the butt. So if this is too advanced, the next and final move, actually that's a lie, there's 2 more moves. The next move, we're gonna be laying on our stomachs and just squeezing our glutes. And then the last and final one is legs up the wall. So next you're laying onto your stomach, and we've got a few different options here. Option number 1 is just laying on our stomach, squeezing our glutes, relaxing. So that's option number 1. Option number 2, you're gonna need a band and something to secure it to. Number 2, you have a band. It's secured to something that's not going to fall over. You're standing nice and tall, squeezing the butt cheek with the band attached to it. Kicking back, squeezing the glute, bringing the leg back. Okay, switching legs. Doing the same thing, nice and tall, squeeze the glutes, kicking that leg back, making sure everything's staying nice and tall. Doing 8 on this side. So if you're still laying on your stomach, you're squeezing those glutes. Now see if you can do them individually. You can just do the right cheek, just do the left cheek, or can you squeeze them both together and just relax one at a time. Okay, once you've done 8. So for our final move, you're gonna wanna find some wall space. Get your butt really close. Now you can put that towel underneath your butt again if you prefer. Getting nice and close to the wall, bringing the legs straight up. Feels nice. So you can hang out in any position that you want. We're gonna be here for about 5 minutes. So you can have the legs straight up the wall, you can have the legs out to the side, and you can continue to change it as you're hanging out here. You can go into a butterfly. You can have one knee bent and the other leg up. Now I would be taking a position and holding it for much longer. But I'm just trying to give you guys some ideas on what to do as you're hanging out here. And I'm sure there's even more positions. You can do a figure 4. Than I'm even showing you. Now how I would do this normally if I was not filming this is if I was hanging up here for 5 minutes, I would change each pose each minute. currently at 2 minutes if anyone needed to change positions. So the way that I normally like doing this is every minute for the 5 minutes, I'll just change a different position. So that's 3 minutes there. That's 4 minutes. So the 5 minutes is up in 10 seconds from now. Make sure when you come out, you go really gentle. We just had our legs above our heart, so our blood flow is going to be more towards our head. So that is 5 minutes completed. So be gentle with yourself. I like to slowly roll over to the side and just kind of hang out in a supported position for a little bit before I press myself up. Well, hopefully that helped anyone that had a tight SI. If it helped you out, let me know. And if there's any other suggestions for future daily moves, please let me know that in the comments as well. Hopefully everyone's having a great day and you guys are moving.